This episode is brought to you by our patrons. Thank you so much for being a patron. And if you're not one and you'd like to become a patron, just jump on over to patreon.com/LunchTimeTechTalk. Now, on with our show.
What is up, my guy?
Wow, you beat me to it.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
What was your intro going to be?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So I'm glad you said something. So it is Friday before the holiday weekend.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And if you're listening to this on, well, Thursday, you've had Christmas.
Merry Christmas
if you
yesterday.
Celebrate Christmas, which, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
To all you people.
Happy all of the other holidays that go on this time of year.
Yeah, whatever they are.
Whatever you celebrate.
Whatever you're choosing
celebrate it to the fullest.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Hope you had a good one. Unless you're still celebrating.
So the dates of Hanukkah change every year?
That would confuse me. I wouldn't know what to do.
So if Hanukkah is still going on today,
yeah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
So, real quick, off the top rope. I've got a correction to make from this last week's episode in my Crazy Tech and the dual
clarification.
sim. Yeah. So, the Mandela effect took full effect on me.
Yeah?
Yep. So
what changed? What alternate reality are we in?
The reality that I was in at one point.
Hold on. For a refresher, the Mandela effect is something about Nelson Mandela. I don't remember exactly what it is.
He was
to
in
him.
prison.
Yeah.
But everybody thought he died.
Right.
And then he became like the president
of South Africa.
Yeah.
So anytime, this is a really popular one, is the Berenstain Bears.
Yes.
Or the Berenstain Bears, as they're apparently actually known. Anyway, go on. What's your Mandela effect?
So, okay, the dual SIM thing. I swear, back whenever the 10S came out and the 10S Max, that the only dual SIM phone was the Max, and that was the big reason to buy the Max other than the bigger phone. I could swear this. Like, I remember having this conversation with my father-in-law, and it turns out the 10R, the 10S, and the 10S Max all have dual SIMs.
So here's my my quandary, my query, my wonderings to you. Since the other SIM is an eSIM, is it possible that in one of the updates they just made it possible backwards to these phones?
They erased history because the keynote shows
Oh, you can't find it?
The keynote shows that it's dual SIM.
Okay,
all of them are dual SIM.
Then Mandela effect.
Yeah, it legit tripped me out. Like, it's one of those things, I know it's just literally
Mike is holding his face right now. He can't believe it.
All right, it's just a mind fuck. Is what it really is.
Yeah.
It's messing with me so much because it's like I woke up in a different place because I had this conversation.
Right. Memories are weird.
I know.
Like, it becomes brains and memories are weird. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, that's why I know it's like, okay, this is all made up in my head. I remember this differently.
Right.
Because I don't really believe in the Mandela effect.
No. It's just people misremembering stuff. And we know that the human memory is flawed.
I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I think it's people misremembering things.
Right.
So, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's completely happened to me. I'm like, what is going on? Anyways,
that's crazy.
So it turns out 10R, 10S, and 10S Max and newer have dual SIMs. So if you have one of those or an 11, blah, 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 whatever else.
Well, you said and newer.
I know, but yeah.
You're covering yourself.
I know. I'm still freaking out here. Still freaking out. So we can't really talk about the weekend, but you had some stuff on your list of things that you wanted to talk about real quick at the beginning.
Yeah. So, from when I typed this, everything is changing. And even from when I knew it was changing, the phone call I just had on the way out here, it's changing even more.
Oh my gosh.
So, our Christmas Day tradition is wake up, Christmas at our house, we head to my parents in Ava to do like our just immediately family Christmas. Mm-hmm. With them also, my stepmom's family, we have a draw name single present gift exchange that usually happens 1 or 2 weekends before Christmas, just depending on when the family can all get together, because they come in from Arkansas. And so we were supposed to have it this weekend, but my grandpa has cancer and he just had surgery, and I think he's out of the hospital now. None of us went and, I say none of us with kids went and saw him because he's vulnerable to everything. Right. My wife and my cousin are school teachers, so it's been pushed. Right. And so it's now to a point where I don't think we're actually going to get to physically be there when we do that Christmas. So we're going to take our stuff down Christmas Day, leave it with my parents, and then when they all get together, they can give away our part of the gift exchange. But so Laura's parents are passed away, but her cousins always invite them to their Christmas. And so we have a big, again, draw number, kind of a white elephant type of thing, but it's usually a lot of those alcohol gift boxes. Ooh, fun. Yeah. It's a good Christmas. Yeah. So last year I got like a couple of, like a normal bottle of Maker's Marks, but then like the little bit higher dollar 1846 or whatever it's called. Yeah. That's what I ended up with. But we have that, and my mom's side, the weekend that we're now supposed to have the other Christmas, and so we're going to be all over the place. Yeah. We'll be in Kansas City for a day, we'll be back in Springfield for a day, and then we'll come to work on Monday.
I'm exhausted.
Right?
Just listening to you running around. Yeah. So mine's not quite that way. Christmas, we set this back a while back, that Christmas is a day we stay home. Yeah. And that's what we do. We try to do everything else with all the other family members as long as we can work it out ahead of time. Jessica's family is just her parents, and sometimes it's her brother and sister-in-law, and we do that at their house the weekend before Christmas generally. So this year we did it the Sunday before Christmas, and on Christmas Eve, we always go over to my mom and dad's. It's been like a tradition since I was a kid, basically later in kid age. Yeah. We started doing the Christmas Eve thing.
So my birthday is Christmas Eve. Yeah. We used to have a standing tradition with my mom's side of the family that we did my birthday, and then at some point we would do presents. We would have a meal together, and then at some point I would say, "Hey, everybody, Merry Christmas," and then we would walk out of the kitchen to the living room and we would do our Christmas together. Tradition got broken. I don't give a shit about that tradition anymore. To the point where I actually kind of purposely try to avoid it. Yeah.
This is me listening intently. Tell me more, Chad.
Tell me more.
How much do you not care?
Yeah. So, but my sister actually had to work this year, and so she was actually super bummed because she knew for certain that it wasn't going to happen this year. But so anyway, all the Christmases. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about that's not tech related, Kristen Stewart, the actress.
Who, give me a frame of reference for somebody who doesn't know anything about people who are in movies but likes to watch a lot of TV.
She was in the Twilight movies. She's the main actress. That didn't help you?
No, just keep talking about this new movie.
Do you remember Panic Room with Jodie Foster?
No.
Okay. Anyway, Kristen Stewart was in Twilight. There's 4 movies. I don't know how you have teen daughters. I don't know how you haven't seen this.
They're not into that crap.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They are not sappy children.
So, after the end of the Twilight movies,
Hold on. My kids haven't even watched Harry Potter. They have no
interest.
They have no interest.
Interesting.
My wife is very, straight and narrow. She's very type A. They definitely have that personality.
Okay.
Kate's got a quirkiness of me.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So they just got no time for it.
Well, it's not that they don't have time for it. They just They don't.
They have a tiny purse about it.
Yes, they have a tiny purse about it, Chad.
There you go. So, after the end of all the Twilight movies, I think that she probably felt a little typecast, maybe? Because she did 4 of these back to back to back. Mm-hmm. Kind of like what Daniel Radcliffe did after the Harry Potter movies. Like, he started doing theater. Like,
was that Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wanted to show, like, I have this range other than whatever.
Right.
So she started doing a bunch of indie films. And so you haven't seen her in a blockbuster since Twilight. Well, she just did Charlie's Angels. And she's coming out in this new movie. And I, for the life of me, couldn't tell you what it's called. But I saw a preview for it the other night. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it doesn't say in a world, but in a world.
You know, it's a good one if it does.
So it's like scientists, and they're like, we know more about space than we do about the ocean, which is true to an extent. Yeah. But they're doing like this ultra deep sea drilling, and when they drill, they let something out.
Oh, like a kraken.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like a thing.
I think I saw this trailer.
It looks so good. I've seen because it's not even a trailer. It's like a teaser trailer.
Isn't this based off of like some Japanese type thing?
Oh,
almost
probably.
Godzilla-ish.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like these kind of movies.
It looks good.
Nice.
So, yeah. I guess she's done with indie movies, and she's back.
She's back.
Yeah.
Who made this movie? Do you know? Is it Michael Bay?
Don't know.
Please tell me it's not Michael Bay.
Okay. Googling. Talk about something you want to talk about.
So, I wanted to tell you that while you're looking this up, this is the last episode for 2019, Chad.
Yes, it is.
This year has gone by so fast.
Yeah.
So fast. We have almost made it a full year, and we have we will be successfully rolling over into a new year. So you found it? What'd you find?
I found it. It is called Underwater, and where is the IMDb? Keep going.
Yeah. So it's kind of exciting. A whole year. Not only that, we're rolling into a new decade.
Yeah.
Did you ever go?
That's the thing that's been like tripping me out.
Yeah,
lately.
going back and seeing
because
the decade
last
things.
time we did a new decade, obviously it was 10 years ago, but like, I was going from middle school to high school. So like to me, that was the big thing, was going from middle school to high school.
In 2010?
Sorry.
You're thinking 20 years ago. Dude, you are old. God. You're an old dude now. It's okay, Chad. So,
do you know that 1990 was 30 years ago? That doesn't seem right. It still seems like it should be 10.
Chad, I'm almost 40.
That's weird. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay, so I graduated with my master's in 2010.
Okay.
So, like, that was a big deal to me versus, like, moving into a new decade.
Yeah.
But I do remember cycling from one year to the next.
Yeah.
So instead of watching the ball drop, I went, I'm going to go ride my bike. And I ran to the exercise room, and I jumped on my bike, and I pedaled for 2 minutes on either side.
There you go.
And I pedaled into the new decade. Yeah.
Nice. So who's it made by?
I still didn't get there.
Yeah. Well,
because I was talking.
Here's the reason why I say, is it made by Michael Bay?
It seems Bay-ish.
Because Michael Bay is like, his movies are somewhat entertaining, but they are so unbelievably unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting to the point where it's almost like a joke.
Yeah.
So, anyways, while you're still looking that up, that was kind of like I was just reflecting on the last decade. I went to a whole bunch of websites.
William Eubank.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad it won't be Bayish.
Yeah.
So, did you look at any of those things about this happened in this decade?
No. I haven't really had
so many weird things. Gangnam Style? Apparently that happened.
Gangnam Style.
That happened. That was like, that hit the most download.
Was it 2011?
I don't know.
Because that seems like a long time ago.
Most viewed video ever in YouTube.
Still?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
They were claiming it. Just all kinds of weird things. The iPad came out in 2010.
Oh.
So that's been around for 10 years. It's just crazy. Lots of craziness that happened in the last 10 years. Lots of weird things, too, like spaceships and satellites. And
I got hired full-time at City Utilities in March of 2010.
I became a software developer, moved from one company to the next company.
Okay.
So, yeah, I wasn't a software developer when the last decade
11 years ago.
Yeah, I was not.
That's right. So, for those of you that don't know, because I don't think we've ever talked about this, Mike started his life as a finance guy. Worked at a bank, and then went to a new company. Because you knew the software, because you used the software at the bank.
Yes, they were a software company that made banking software.
Yeah, and so you went to work for the company that made the software that you worked on.
Yes.
And then when you were there, you were like, it seems like I would like that. Went back to school.
Yep.
Got your IT degree.
CIS degree. Yeah. Whatever.
Thank you.
That's what people call it.
I know.
My nerd degree.
Your nerd degree. So you have 2 nerd degrees.
Two nerd degrees. One I know more than the other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
That's okay. Yeah.
But yeah. So 2010 to into 2019 has just been kind of crazy.
Yeah. So happy end of 2010s, everybody.
Yep. Welcome to 2020s.
Join us, won't you?
Yeah. The podcast is going to blow up.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I heard.
This next decade's going to be huge.
It's going to be big. Well, we're going to hit 52 episodes soon.
Yeah.
It's craziness. Anyways, enough about us.
On with the show.
Let's do this.
Yeah. What are we going to talk about?
Well, this will probably be pretty quick, but I just wanted to do something fun. Apple has a tendency of coming out with these challenges for their watches, and they've got a New Year challenge that I want to talk about.
Okay.
And this is a big topic. Mike's debate on whether or not he is going to keep the AirPods Pro or return them to get AirPods 2. My reasonings.
I'm excited. I'm excited because this is going to be an ongoing topic.
Yes.
I'm excited for all the things. I want to talk about a thing that happened on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Should we do it?
Let's do it.
All right.
Welcome back to Lunchtime Tech Talk. I'm Chad.
And I'm Mike from 2019.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm Chad from 2019.
Yep. Not next episode.
Not next episode. We'll be Chad and Mike from 2020.
Yeah.
2020 is...
Seeing things clearly.
Ha.
Oh, jeez. Dad joke.
2020 is such a... It's... Like, it used to be when you watched a science fiction movie and they talked about the future. Like, 2020 was as early as it could be.
Yeah.
And usually it was like 2032 or, but like we're there.
We are there, and we are living kind of the future. Think about it. We have these devices that fit in our pocket.
Right.
That do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We have watches that do insane things like get signals from space.
Right.
We have earphones that are completely wireless now. Like, could you imagine 2010 thinking about headphones with no wires? You'd be like, that's insane. How does that work?
So first of all, just a regular speaker. I understand that it vibrates. I don't understand how you can get anything other than like bass notes. I don't know how you can get the sound of someone's voice articulating words
from a vibrating thingy.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It really
doesn't. Fact that you can then transport that signal through the air.
Yeah.
And then get me to hear the vibrating thingy.
Yeah. Well, how about this?
You're
getting the signal from the air, and then it's shooting it out of that thing that you got the signal from to your ears.
You downloaded it from the air.
It is mind-blowing. It is a definition of what you would say witchcraft.
Yeah.
If this was told to somebody 100 years ago.
For sure.
Like, people wouldn't even know what you're saying.
I think time travel was real.
Ooh.
And they went back to the 1800s to Salem, Oregon, Salem, Massachusetts, and they all got burned.
Could have.
I think it was, and that's where the technology got lost. And so at some point in the future, or maybe at this point, some point in the past, we did invent time travel, but they went to the wrong time.
They went there. They shouldn't have gone there.
They shouldn't have gone there.
Yeah. We are living just a crazy...
It is. It's totally
I don't
nuts.
think we could have... Everybody wanted flying cars, but let's be real. That's not... That might be the future way down the road, but this is a cooler future than a flying car.
I agree.
Yeah.
And regular cars are dangerous enough.
Yeah, for sure.
Could you imagine if we didn't have lanes or roads?
Nope.
People were just driving wherever they wanted?
Nope. I've been to the mall. And that's what it's like.
That's what it's like, yeah. It'd be the mall everywhere.
So now that we're talking about the new year,
yeah,
Apple Watch wears, you will have an activity challenge coming your way for the month of January. They didn't do it last year.
Are they calling it Ring in the New Year?
Yes.
I like that.
That's actually what it's called. Ring in the New Year.
Because it's Apple Rings.
Yes.
And it's the New Year.
Exactly.
Ring in the New Year.
Ding.
I like it.
It's fun. Good job, Apple. You made a clever name.
Weird that Apple would be good at marketing something.
So, if you have an Apple Watch, you'll probably be getting a notification within the next week or so. I don't know when it's actually going to be released, but essentially what you can do is when you get this challenge, if you close your rings, all three, the stand ring, the exercise minute ring, and the activity ring.
What's the difference between exercise minutes and activity?
Exercise minutes is literally minutes that your heart rate is above, I think, 101 beats.
Okay.
And then the activity is active calories burned.
Oh.
And that's really what most of it's all around is the active calories. And then your stand one is you have to stand for 1 minute every hour for at least 12 of the hours during the day.
Huh.
So if you close all those rings 7 days in a row from January 1st to the end of January, the 31st, you will get a little badge. And with that little badge, you get a sticker and you get some other stuff that you can send through text messages and FaceTime and all that stuff. It's kind of like they've been doing these little sticker things for the last year.
I like the stylized 2020. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you get a little badge and all that stuff. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I always like these little challenges. I wish Apple would introduce a monthly one other than the ones that they give you based off of your own situation. So you can earn a new award every month. It kind of comes out, but no one else is really competing in that same activity. So I wish that every month they had one that was like, go out and run this, or go out and walk this, or hike this, or, you know, some type of activity that you could do, but
a communal thing versus a specific to you thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is a fun one to me because it's actually 7 days. Most of the ones that you earn are just like a 1 day type activity.
Oh, okay.
So this is 7 days. It is kind of a challenge for pretty much anybody that I know because not everybody's closing the rings every day. So you have to really designate, okay,
right.
7 days, I'm going to do this.
And I feel like even for most people, like, even if you're super active, like 5 days is probably usually your max.
Yeah.
Because either you have an off day during the week and you have an off day on the weekend, or you're just active Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday are kind of like whatever. So yeah, that seems like a tall enough task that like you're gonna have to think about it, to do it.
So what I've done for me, and I've owned Apple Watch since the beginning, is that at first I had a hard time figuring out where I wanted my active calories to be. But after several years, I have had my active calories set at the same thing, which is 550 calories. And the reason why I have it set there is because to actually close that ring, I either have to do 30 minutes of like moderate exercise, or I have to do probably 45 to 50 minutes of walking. Like intense walking. Like not just like walking around.
You have to make a point to go do something.
Yes. So I get close otherwise, but with that number, I have to actually do something.
That extra 50 calories forces you out the door.
Yep. Exactly.
Or into your exercise room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm excited about it. It's going to be kind of fun.
Cool.
Let us know if you earned your badge.
Yeah.
So what's this Twitter thing?
November was National Epilepsy Awareness Month.
Okay.
Apparently, a bunch of flippin' douchebags sent Strobe GIFs to the epilepsy awareness Twitter page, and a lot of them are facing criminal charges.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's super not cool, but they're actually doing something about it. Because, so this is something I didn't know. So, Epilepsy Awareness Month, doing its job, even though it came from a bad side of things. People who have epilepsy, I guess a severe enough seizure can kill them.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
I didn't realize that
I grew
either.
up with a kid down the street who was epileptic, and like if he had a seizure at school, he went home, he probably missed the next day because he was exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, literally every muscle in your body is tightening up to its max extent.
Yeah.
So there is a reporter who's epileptic who said some things that somebody didn't like, and this was a few years ago. But someone sent him a Strobe GIF, and he just froze in front of his computer, and his wife noticed and pulled him away from his computer and got him to come out of it. But he said if his wife hadn't been home, he would have died in front of his computer that day.
Jeez.
And so that guy faced criminal charges because, like, you're sending something to someone with the intent of harming them.
Right.
And so it's just interesting because Twitter's always been like this kind of Wild West where you can say anything you want and you're protected because it's the internet. No one's really doing anything, but like people are getting in trouble for this more than just like, okay, you're banned.
Right.
Because, and I like that because you should be.
Because words can hurt people, right? But this can actually physically harm somebody.
Yeah.
It's like, it's no different than you throwing a flashing strobe into a room that they're in.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Not cool.
Not cool.
There's a lot of trolls out there. And that's what's sad.
And this is kind of, you and I were talking about desensitization this morning.
Yes.
And we won't get into any of that.
Yeah.
But the words and all of that get to a point where you're like, okay, maybe this next thing's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And to get to the point where even if you're just, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we did this?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it's not.
Right.
And second of all, like, it's crazy that the trolling, if that is all it is, or just the hate, has gotten to a point where it's that.
Yeah. People feel safe behind their keyboards. They think they're invincible.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the epilepsy thing, I have noticed a lot lately, and I imagine you probably have seen this too, but on all of the streaming services, if there is an episode that has real intense action, they always say this contains fast-moving lights or strobing lights.
I've even started to notice it on like a movie or a TV show that has like an intense gun battle sequence because of all the muzzle flashes.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get a warning.
Yeah. Because what was that
rightly
Disney movie?
so.
What was the Disney movie? Invincibles? Invincibles 2? Incredibles 2. They had trouble.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because they have a scene in there that I guess the mom of the Incredibles is in that's like pretty intense of strobing.
Okay.
And so there was no warning on this at the time. And kids were going to the theater, and some of the kids had epilepsy, and that was not a good thing.
Right.
So.
I remember being young, like middle school or maybe even before, and seeing a Simpsons episode where they were sort of poking fun at it, but they were like someone walked in the room and they were like, hey, is this that Japanese cartoon that is giving everybody seizures? And then like you see the TV and it's a strobe effect with like, you know, an anime guy or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then they like freak out and fall over. And ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
You know, 90s.
Yeah. 90s humor.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the first time I remember even knowing like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah.
That can happen.
I didn't know that could get so bad that it could kill you.
I didn't either.
So
no idea.
That's good to know. And now that explains why they put those warnings on stuff.
Yeah.
So don't send those to people.
Well, and you're also, like in an Incredibles movie or something, like it's not just a repeating forever infinity strobe.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a scene and it goes away or something. And so I assume as long as it ends, like someone can recover from it or whatever. But if it's just there
constantly going,
forever,
yeah.
But the judges or whoever has said that it's okay to go after criminal charges, said that this is no different than walking into a convention where, like an epilepsy convention, and just setting up a strobe light.
Yeah.
Because you know that page is targeted at people with epilepsy, and that's what you've done.
Yeah. I agree.
So,
I agree.
Anyway.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
On to a different subject.
Yes.
A dilemma that I have had. So, you know that I bought AirPods Pro.
I do know this.
And I have had the original AirPods in the past.
Yes.
And I loved my original AirPods.
Yes.
Loved them so much, I talked to so many people. I convinced probably 4 or 5 people to at least buy them.
I think that you were probably the reason that I ended up buying AirPods.
They're just good. I loved them.
Yeah.
They were comfortable to me. They fit my ears perfectly.
Right.
I know they don't fit everybody's ear, but for me, I would forget they were in my ears.
Yeah.
So I've had the AirPods Pro for about a month now, I think. And I really, really, really love the noise cancellation.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yeah.
What I don't really care for and what is making me think maybe I want to switch back to AirPods 2 is they get a little uncomfortable to me.
Yeah.
And we had talked about this prior to these coming out, that maybe they would put pressure on your ears, and they do for me. It kind of feels like if you imagine, like, if you put a cap over something and you suck the air out of it, just a little bit of pressure, how it like if you put something on your finger, like that has, and you kind of get the air out of it, sticks to your finger.
Yep.
It's very light pressure. It's not enough it doesn't like hurt. It's just more of like, It
gets uncomfortable.
It gets uncomfortable for long periods of time. And I sit at my desk all day.
Yeah.
And I listen to podcasts and I have my AirPods in almost all the time. With these, I found that after about 2.5, 3 hours, my ears start to get a little irritated.
Yeah.
And so I've just been sitting there thinking, man, do I want to keep these? Yeah. I have the ability to return them all the way up till the end of January, which is insane.
That's crazy. Amazon has such good return policies.
Yeah, I bought them on Amazon, and I thought maybe I'll only have 30 days. And we were talking about it.
Right.
And I went into Amazon and checked. And I don't know if it's because I bought them during the holiday season.
Maybe.
That they gave me basically 90 days to return them.
Or maybe because they knew they had such long ship times. They're giving a longer return time to try to give you 30 days of use.
Yeah.
To ensure that you have 30 days of use. I don't know.
That makes sense.
It's just, I thought about that.
So,
before you go on. So when I worked at the car wash, when we were in the tunnel, either driving cars on repeatedly or driving off repeatedly, we were supposed to wear ear protection. And it is super loud in the tunnel. And so we had like the twisty up, compress them, shove them in your ear, foam earplugs. And yeah, after like half a day of wearing those, they want to expand back to their original shape.
Yeah. Like
they're pushing the inside of your ear out. It gets super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's a piece of foam.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I'm so torn about this because there are certain things that I love about them, like the noise cancellation. I love that the stem is a little bit shorter. The noise cancellation. I like that a lot. But just the discomfort of them is almost enough to where I'm like, and I feel like even though there's transparency mode, it's not quick enough for me to be.
You miss the start of a sentence.
Yeah, I have to pull them out.
Yeah.
And I don't like the fact that I have to pull them out. And the other thing that I don't like about them is the touchy,
the pinch.
A lot of people don't like the tap. I love the tap.
Yeah.
I miss that so much.
Yeah. It's so easy.
Because you would come up to me behind my desk and be like, hey, and I would hear you.
Right.
And I would just go tap, tap, and then I could fully hear you.
Yeah.
But with this, I have to since I'm in the motion of pinching, it's just pull it out. It's faster because
your hand's already there anyway.
The time that it takes to switch between noise canceling and transparency is literally 1/1000.
Like it's a whole beat.
Yeah.
Instead of just pull it out.
Yeah. Where with the tapping, it's as soon as you tap, it's done.
Right.
And you can already partially hear with them.
Right.
I don't really notice a superior sound quality. I like the sound quality of both of them.
Sure.
The big advantage of the AirPods Pro is if you are in a noisier environment, like you're outside and there's wind, or if you're in the kitchen doing dishes or whatever, you don't have to have them up as loud.
Sure.
But just the sheer comfort in the tapping is, it's weighing on me.
So a couple of things on comfort.
Yeah.
First, you have tried all 3 different sizes of tips.
Yes.
Which was sort of at my request.
Yes.
And you have pros and cons of each one and all of that. But I think the other thing where we miss out by being a smaller podcast YouTube-y thing, we don't just have people sending us stuff to try.
Right.
And so these are literally the only wire-free in-ear headphones you've had.
Right.
And so if we had tried Sony's and Bose and Microsoft and Jabra, and whoever else makes wireless in-ear headphones, you could use these and go, oh my God, these are so much better than anything else we've ever tried.
Yes.
I still don't think they're comfortable because I don't like this.
Yes.
Just as a design, I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. Mm-hmm. But we could say, sort of independent of all of that, we think they're better than this, this, and this. We actually like this, this, and this more.
Right.
Whatever. We don't have that.
Yeah.
So it's just between AirPods and AirPods Pro, and the silicone tip, not for Mike.
It doesn't seem that way.
Yeah.
And for yesterday, I did a test. My youngest daughter has AirPods too. She bought them with her own money this last summer. And I said, hey, can I borrow these?
Yeah.
And she's like, sure. And of course, my older daughter was like, so you getting rid of your AirPods Pro, maybe? And I'm like, don't even try it.
Don't start.
And so I worked out last night with them in, and it was like meeting up with somebody you have missed for a long time. It was like, you're back.
You just slipped right back into conversation. No one missed a beat.
They just felt so good.
Did you actually say out loud, baby, I missed you?
No, I didn't. But my wife would have been like, who are you talking to? My AirPods.
I love them so much.
But I forgot that they were in while I was working out.
Right.
I was just strictly enjoying my show.
Yeah.
And that's what I missed about them. And I didn't really realize that until I did the workout. I listed all these things to you.
Right. You were having your misgivings.
Yes. And then I tried them again, and I was like, after I got done, I was like, I forgot that they were in my ear.
Right.
I just totally forgot. And then I've been using them all day at work today.
Okay.
And I've been trying to pay attention to, are they really more comfortable? Am I hearing a lot of noise around me?
Not really.
No, dude.
Which, in fairness, it's the Friday before a holiday week.
Right.
We've got a lot of, I assume you have a lot of people out. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's factors, but really, office environment's not that loud anyway. It's not like you're trying to cancel out a freaking jackhammer.
And I really enjoy the noise cancellation, right? Because it gives me peace and quiet. But I work in my environment I work in. There's a lot of collaboration that goes on.
Yeah.
And so when I have those noise canceling headphones in, if the person behind me is talking to me, I won't know it. And so they have to actually scoot over and like say, hey, where if I have the regular AirPods in, I can hear them say my name.
Right.
You know, it's faint, but I can hear it.
Right.
So
I will say when I walk up and you have them in, I always say something first in case you have transparency mode on. But like, it's awkward trying to get your attention.
Because I don't even know people are there.
Because it works.
It really, really works.
The noise cancellation works.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No complaints about that.
Absolutely none. Now, here's the big benefit. If I did it quickly, I could probably save almost $100.
Oh, do they have a big sale going on right now?
There's sales going on AirPods too all the time. But I'm not in a big hurry. I'm not going to get in a rush because I've already spent the money, right?
Sure.
So even if I have to pay
cost,
yes,
as they say.
Even if I have to pay $200 for AirPods 2, that's fine because I've already paid $258 with tax for AirPods Pro.
Yeah.
So I'd still be getting money back. But so over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be running some tests to see which one I prefer. Right now, I am really, truly leaning towards AirPods 2.
Yeah.
The next debate is, do I really care about Qi charging?
To go ahead and... Because you can get AirPods 2 in the old case.
Yes.
Right.
That's what my daughter has that I'm borrowing, is AirPods 2 with the standard case.
I care about Qi charging.
I know.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
So... You walked out with me the other day for me to take pictures of my car because I started talking to a dealership. And I'm not going to get a car. It doesn't make sense right now. But I'm in love with the new Outback Onyx Edition. It's got turbo. It's got the push-button liftgate, which my wife's car has. It's got an 11-point-something inch media display, which is insane.
Yeah.
But it's got like the beepy stuff when things are happening, and all the cool things,
all the lasers and bells and whistles.
$249 to add a Qi charger in it, and I was like, I would absolutely do that because it's kind of cool. So my wife's is like, hers is kind of like yours. Like there's this open console area down here, and the very front of it is where you lay the phone to Qi charge. On mine.
I see how it is. 2020, here we
2020. On the Outback, so it's got like the media screen, it's got one little cubby hole, and then like a second cubby hole. That first one is where they swap out the Qi charger, and you literally just slide your phone in this way and just set it there.
Nice.
And I was like, that's where I put my phone anyway, because the with the exception of the iPad,
right, that's on the
the dash, it's set up the same way as my current Outback, and that's where I put my phone a lot, is in that
little cubby hole.
And I was like, that's perfect.
And it just
that's where it should be.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, Qi charging is cool, but I don't use it at my desk, and that's the only place that I charge. I use it for my phone at my desk. I don't have a second Qi charging pad. I just use the cable because those things charge really quick. But I mean, I'll probably get them with the Qi charger if I do that, just because. But
what's the price difference?
It's about $50.
It's worth it.
I could get the other ones for about $130 to $140. Those with the Qi charger between $180 and $200. So I don't know. I'll probably wind up getting it with the Qi charger just because I like the little light on the outside. Because yours has a light on the outside, right? Yeah, I like that indicator on the AirPods.
Because yours, the old style, only has it on the inside.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I like the light on the outside. That way it lets you know a little bit easier that it's actually charging.
I've literally never plugged mine in.
Oh. Well, you don't have to. You're a little Qi charger fan.
Because it's only ever been sat on something.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool.
So yeah, stick along with me, or us. Stick along. Stick along.
Stick and stay.
What would I need to say?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, not stick along.
Don't touch that dial.
And we'll see what decision I make.
Yeah.
So do you want to do the Lunchtime Tech Talk crazy tech stuff.
Yes.
Let's do it.
So no music today.
Oh.
And
what is that called? Acapella?
Acapella. Yeah. Yeah, acapella. Well, acapella would be music with your mouth. This is...
What is it? What's that called? What's it called when you have... Never mind. That's pie and ice cream.
Pie and ice cream?
Yeah, what's that called? A la mode.
Oh. Yeah. I think anything with dairy added to it is a la mode.
Oh.
I think.
Well, I don't have any milk in here, so we can't have Lunchtime Tech Talk a la mode.
You know Gates from Microsoft and Jeff from Amazon, Elon from Tesla and Sergey and Larry. But do you recall the most famous tech guy of all?
Who?
Steve Jobs helped found Apple. In '86 he funded Pixar. They had the first 3D cartoon in '95 called Toy Story. The CEO and board of Apple used to laugh and call him names. They didn't let poor Steve Jobs keep his job at Apple Inc. Then one day in '97, someone came to say, Steve Jobs, with your brain so bright, won't you write this ship tonight? Then all the Apple investors loved him, and they shouted out with glee,
Yippee!
Steve Jobs, the super smart tech guy. You'll go down in history.
Like Steve Jobs.
Like Steve Jobs.
That was really creative.
That was long.
Wow.
I was on Wikipedia this morning.
Whenever you
trying to find
me,
Steve Jobs facts.
Yes. Whenever you asked me for people who had created companies, I was like, what is he up to?
What is he up to? So at first I was trying to get tech company duos because I was going to go, you know, Sergey and Larry and this guy and this guy. But that was too hard. And the companies, like, I didn't think people would know their names. Like the guy who founded Netflix.
Right.
You don't know their names.
No,
and if I told you their names, you wouldn't go, oh, those are the Netflix guys.
That's the Netflix guy. I would not.
No.
No. So, you have yours on here.
Yeah. Hashtag Team Trees.
Yes.
We talked about this.
We did.
It was Mr. Beast, as a recap, it was Mr. Beast hitting 20 million YouTube subscribers and saying, hey, let's plant 20 million trees.
Yeah.
They teamed up with Arbor Day, and they teamed up with creators all over YouTube to get the word out. And yesterday, December 19th, they hit $20 million.
Wow. Yeah.
Every dollar was one tree.
Mm-hmm.
The average donation was less than $5.
Oh.
Which is so cool, because that's like totally grassroots.
Mm-hmm.
That's when people say like, hey, chip in whatever you can, like that's totally chipping in whatever you can.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I don't know. I just think it's super cool. They had the goal of doing it by January 1st.
Yeah. They got it.
Goal met. But the video I saw was from Mark Rober. Mm-hmm. He's a big YouTuber too. He does like science engineering type. Have you ever seen the glitter bomb bait package?
Yes.
That's Mark Rober.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Everybody has seen it.
Right. He's got a 2.0 out now.
Yes.
Which
and
is
everybody has seen that.
Right.
It is like
it's making the rounds.
Blowing up the internet.
At the end of that one, even if you don't care about the actual footage, at the end of that one, he has a cool how active noise canceling
which was awesome.
Works. And that's why I sent it to you.
Yeah, it was super cool.
So if nothing else, go out and watch that, folks. But anyway, I had shouted out the goal earlier a few weeks ago, and so I just wanted to give an update.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
So if you donated, thanks for donating.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like it. And it all helps us breathe easier. Yeah. Literally. Yes. I like that. I like that idea. I like it whenever people that are influencers influence for a positive reason.
Yes.
So there could be a lot of...
Versus just like, oh my God, you guys should go to this restaurant.
Or they could use it to like be political or whatever, but planting trees is just...
Everyone can get behind planting trees.
It's good.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like trees, you still want them around because they're trees and they're fantastic.
Yeah. And trees are good.
Trees are good.
Everyone agrees.
All right, I'll do mine.
All right.
So this week there was a.
I went out and did this, by the way.
I did too.
Okay.
There was a.
It took forever.
It did. There was a website that was created. If you don't know, whenever emojis come out, they basically are decided upon in a committee.
Yeah.
There's a committee that basically gets together and says, these are the new emojis of the year.
Yeah.
And they basically say, this is how it's going to work. And because all these people have to write code for it, you don't want to send an emoji to somebody who is on a Windows computer or on an Android or on an iPhone or on a Samsung or some other Huawei or whatever, and it just not work.
Remember when we used to get them and it would just show up as a empty square?
Yes.
And you'd be like, I don't know what you sent me.
That's what you don't want.
Right.
And so that's why they came up with this like emoji group to basically say, these are the emojis that we're going to do this year. So whenever you write software for them, these will be included in the package. And so
that's cool.
They created or somebody created, I'm assuming it has to do with this group, because I guess the voting gets back to them. It's called emojivoter.com. And you can go there and they have 60 emojis that you get to vote on.
And a little description of like why someone or why a group of someone's think that this emoji is relevant and should be included.
Yeah. So like a quick example. I just thought this one was cute. The polar bear.
Yeah.
I like the polar bear, but they said that it could represent climate change.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. Whatever.
And when people talk about climate change, a lot of times they say, we're losing all the ice. What are the polar bears going to do?
Right.
And so they really are synonymous.
Yeah.
The two things.
Yeah. Well, it's adorable little polar bear.
It is cute.
But they have, all kinds of things, from tools to faces to animals. They have a beaver. Thought that was hilarious. I figured they already had a beaver. They have all kinds of things now. They have zombie people now. And I'm like,
yeah,
where's the beaver?
Why didn't they have a beaver?
Yeah, but now you can vote on it. If you go to emojivoter.com and you can vote. If you want the beaver or the polar bear or the screwdriver or the saw.
The long drum.
Yep.
The, I'm blanking. There's 60 of them.
60 of them. You just go through it. It doesn't really take long. It's just a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
You don't have to give a reason.
Or swipe left or right.
Yeah.
If you're on your phone, you can actually do the swiping thing. Yep.
Oh, that's good to know. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I thought that was, it was fun. It gives the public a little way to say, I want this one, I want that one. And then whenever you get done, it shows you your results compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
So go to emojivoter.com and vote on your emojis.
Let your voice be heard.
So that's all I have. Actually, we ran a little longer than what I expected us to, but us talking in a car, that happens.
Yep.
So why don't we close this one out?
All right.
All right.
Go to the internet. After you're done voting for your emojis, head over to LunchTimeTechTalk.com. Check out the show notes. Listen to any other episodes you want. You can find us at Lunchtime Tech Talk on Facebook and Instagram. You can find us at Lunchtime Tech T1 on Twitter. You can find me at MSUMac. That's MSUMACC. Mike, where are you at?
I am on Twitter at run_bike_Mike, and I am on everything else with RunBikeMike.
Guys and gals and non-binary pals. I heard that recently.
Okay. That's a very rhymey way to put it.
Thank you. This is the last week of 2019.
It is.
It's super cool. I didn't really realize that until I saw it in the show notes before. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. This has been a fun year.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you listening, and we appreciate you even if you're a new listener.
And hey, last Wednesday, whoever you two people are who subscribed, we see you.
Yeah, we saw that.
Bunch of downloads on a random Wednesday.
We appreciate that.
Yes.
It's super cool to see those spikes.
It really is.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing your lunch with us.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next year.